So the military made us get this chip in our wrist.
Let me see where it's
a little
at.
scar. It's a little scar right there. My husband doesn't believe me, so I'm gonna play with my hand.
No, you don't.
Yes, I am. You have to have it in your wrist. So what I can do is connect my debit card to it.
You ain't pay.
Waiting for your transaction to complete.
What the fuck?
Yes, you do. He does not believe me. That's why I'm recording. You don't believe me. Give me this.
They been had that. You ain't never told me.
Baby, wait, you left the bag down here.
They been had.
You don't understand how far technology is coming. So I already saw the paperwork. Yes, we're gonna get one in our baby's wrist, but they can't get it until they're 3 years old.
All right, Shalom Aleichem. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And pretty much this is chip talk. As you can see, the video, you know, is actual video evidence of that process of buying and selling, you know, with that right hand, man, via that device enter, man. And it's just biblical prophecy unfolding. So matter of fact, let's start off with that in the book of Revelation 13, because this prophecy right here, you know, if you get it wrong, ain't no mulligans. You know, somehow you end up taking the mark, and then not too long after, you find out that's the mark of the beast. That's it, man. Ain't no mulligans. You can't call that back. You can't run that back, man. That's just cemented your fate. But as you can see, as we get closer to the perfect day, it's becoming more and more evident of what it is, man. The mark of the beast is the microchip, man. What else could it be? As you see, this momentum heading towards this digital system. So this is the book of Revelation 13 and verse 16. It reads, "And He cause of all." Now, when you go into this word causal, one of the definitions is to constitute. So this is going to actually be a law. This is going to be our decree. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to this, because the scriptures talks about what was written aforetime, written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And this is a perfect example of the time of temptation, the hour of temptation that we're coming into, Daniel the 3rd chapter. You know, it was a decree for you to bow to the image. So I'm going to kind of jump around this chapter. It's one of my favorite chapters to read, because it's prophetic, man. Even though this is an actual event that took place on the earth, you know, there's an actual account that took place. It's prophetic. This also is pointing towards end time prophecy. So I started at 3, and like I said, I jump around. Daniel 3:3. It said, "Then the princes, the governors and captains, the judges and the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up." And that's what you're seeing, this government and all aspects of this beast system, you know, and these nations, they all gathered together for this one thing, man. That image, that idol, which is now in this time is that chip, man. And all these nations on board, they might have differences here and there, but one thing they all agree on is this digital system. Yeah, you hear about World War III. But guess what? America talks about CBDCs as well as Russia do. So that show you where we at in this process, man. It says, then a herald cried aloud. To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages. See? Because going back, this hour of temptation is going to come upon all the world. When you read Revelation, the 3rd chapter and the 10th verse, it's going to come upon all the world. Because you can see back then, the region Nebuchadnezzar reigned over, it was a commandment. This was a decree for those that was under his rule to ultimately bow down to this. It says that at what time you heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, the same hour shall be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. So you can see that it was a decree to bow down to this image lest you die. Well, it's no different today. Because with the jab, they try to, it was a small example. If you didn't bow down and receive that jab, pretty much depending on what part, where you was at, your livelihood was compromised. Whether you lost a job or, you couldn't enter certain establishments, getting your necessary provisions, whatever. And it's going to take it a step further with that sea help. You ain't going to be able to do nothing without it, man. You ain't going to be able to do nothing without it. And that's why we hope in Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's what we're coming to that fork in the road, so to speak. When this thing is mandated, man, what you going to do? Because death is going to be presented. When the chip is presented to you, they're going to have that option of death. That's why it talks about being faithful unto death. So, matter of fact, let me jump down. Yeah, because this is powerful, man. This is let me just get to the point where it says they're not going to regard Salakia. Let me just see if I can find that real quick. I know it's in Daniel the 3rd chapter. I just don't know exactly where. 3 and 12. Okay, Daniel 3, and I just matter of fact, I continue and I just stop at verse 12. Verse 8, it says, wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. And we hear in that point now that accusation. They spake and said to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. It says, then certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that stance in righteousness, man. We're not going to regard that decree. Because, you have Esau And he have these churches, even certain Israelite camps, in their pocket. And this is one of those scriptures they're going to use to have you people to subject yourselves to receiving that mark. This is Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. And of course, the Lord set this devil up, and you have to subject yourself to these different laws and legislations. You gotta stop at a red light. You gotta, abide by these rules and regulations. But it gets to a point, it's a stopping point in the sense of you crossing that line with that, man. Because when you read Jeremiah, I believe it's Jeremiah the 25th chapter, it talks about how Nebuchadnezzar is a servant of the Lord, and whoever don't do what they say, he gonna get in their ass. But when you read the story of the three holy children, they didn't regard Nebuchadnezzar when it came down to bowing down to that image. They didn't regard that, and in that they was protected, they was delivered, man. But the point is what that spirit is once again on earth, where it's going to be a decree made to where you're going to have to bow down and receive unless you die. Because that's how it's going to take place by this devil that dies. This devil is going to try to etch you out, cross you out the system. Let's say you ain't going to be able to get your needs, unless you have it. And that's why we trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. So going back to Revelation 13. And this is now becoming a norm. Seeing people using chips and going into these stores with just AI in there, and they doing face scans. It's becoming more and more evident. Prophecy is springing up. So this is Revelation 13:16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So that cause, going back to that word cause, it goes into a decree. It means to constitute. So this man, and you can't say this is shooting from the hip, because it's plenty of times that it's a law went up to the courts, and for you to be, it's lawful for employers to chip employees, man. That went up to the court. They voted on that, even though they sent it back. They rejected it, so to speak, and that's all part of the plan. They couldn't just come with it right then and now. But why is that even a thing? They actually voted on that matter. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of their name. See? And that's how you submit yourself, your allegiance with this man. That's going to submit you worshiping this man. You know what I mean? And that's you picking that side as well. Once you take that thing. But as you can see, just going back to the clip I played at the beginning, this woman was able to buy with a swipe of her hand, man, via that chip that was in her. And that's going to become more of a reality and more of a norm. As you see cash, the use of cash is dwindling, as well as these cards. You really see people putting out a credit card and everything. It's the whether you got the tap phone or, or the chip now. That's what it's coming down to, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just hope that we're edifying. I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach His word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.